want to welcome you to the Ask Jeff YouTube channel. Here's today's question. It says, what is your interpretation on the Hebrew term yom used in Genesis and whether the earth and universe is young or old? At the end of the day, I believe it doesn't matter, quote, when God created, only that he created. And yes, to that consensus, you're absolutely right. There are people that advocate a, quote, old earth, a young earth, and multiple theories in between. And none of our perspectives on how God created everything we know determines our eternal destiny. That is through Jesus Christ alone. However, 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 15 says we should always be prepared to give an answer for the hope that is within us. And when it comes to Genesis, and oftentimes the book of Revelation, there are more questions than there are answers. And so the issue with the word yom, or the Hebrew word for day, this becomes a struggle because it talks about day 1 and day 2 in the creative order of Genesis chapter 1. And yet there are many that claim that those time periods that the Lord utilized were millions of years or maybe even thousands of years rather than just 24 hours. The biggest problem I have with taking the word yom and extending it beyond a 24-hour day period is that by the time you get to Genesis 2 and 3, and we have the account of the Garden of Eden and Eve coming along, the word yom is used periodically there, and nobody questions that it's a 24-hour period. It's almost as if we say, well, if it's pre-Genesis 2, it can mean anything. If it's post-Genesis 2, it has to mean 24 hours. I just believe in a consistency, and so therefore I think that in the first day, when it says it was the first day or yom, I believe it was a 24-hour period. Now, this isn't to this specific question, but the concept of the, quote, earth being older than 6,000 years of recorded biblical history can actually be addressed without dealing with the word yom at all. That's another question for another day. If you want to submit it or another one, send it to AskJeff.net, and maybe your question will be tomorrow. Thanks for being a part of today's daily question. Now, we answer a question each and every day. Please feel free to submit a new question at AskJeff.net. We may not have gotten to yours today, but we eventually will continue to be a part of this. Subscribe so you don't miss out on a question every day.